Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with another 10 metal bands you haven't heard but should. It's been a little while since the end of year video. I've been away, but I hope you guys dug the video. It got really cool response, seeing people are checking out the bands, which is always awesome and why I do this. So, this is the first video of the new year of this series. So first up we have Sijjin or Sijjin with Sumerian Promises on Sepulchral Voice Records. Absolutely great Death-Thrash, featuring ex-members of Necros Christos, which is of course going to be a good point of comparison, along with Altars of Madness and pre-debut album Morbid Angel. More recent bands like Hexorcist have been doing this style, and it's just straight late 80s style death metal. Absolutely excellent, hideous, evil sounding album, and a great energetic start. Next we have some traditional heavy metal, which of course is always going to be prominent, as well as the Blackened death and such. And we have Tower, which is the first of two somewhat similar bands, both of which were on my best of the year video as well. So, you know, all the love for this band. Cruz del Sur put this one out, really good. Crazy vocals, which is always really good in this kind of stuff. Really feral kind of sound. Absolutely amazing album from Tower, which segues on nicely to Shadowland on No Remorse Records. Also a very killer traditional heavy metal band. While Tower probably more in the vein of Chastain, this is a slightly more Blitzkrieg and Warlock kind of feel to it. A very European kind of sound, but there is still that kind of American 80s power metal stuff going on here. Really good album. These two, in fact, I think should really be purchased together. Just because I think they're both really good traditional heavy metal records that complement each other. Next we have some more in that vein, but this time from Sweden, also on No Remorse Records. We have Wonton Attack, more in the vein of bands like Heavy Load, Merciful Fates, very early material, a more kind of occult atmosphere on this one. Really good, very rocky. It's a very short album actually. I think it's slightly under half an hour or slightly over, but it's, in that time, it's nicely paced. You don't get too much, you don't get not enough. This is just really good, evil-sounding heavy metal. Now we have a band with a bit of a genre span, which is Blackened Death Doomers, Horns of Domination on Sepulchral Voice again. Really cool. That seems they're one of those labels that might be quiet for a bit and then just puts out 2, 3, 4 amazing albums back-to-back before falling back into the catacombs. And this is another really cool release, very haunting, eerie, funereal feel to this one. It's quite hard to describe to another band actually, because it's got quite a unique approach to the songwriting. But yeah, definitely check this one out if you like things on the more doomy side of extreme, which I never put these in any specific order, but this is conveniently going into some more doom metal from Apostle of Solitude with Until the Darkness Goes on Cruz del Sur. Now, this is very much epic and traditionally catchy, I guess, doom. It has a very big feeling and sound to it. It's really good production. Yeah, I think fans of traditional doom metal will really love this one. It's 6 songs. Again, it's one of those albums, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not too short to really get going. Really like this one. Next we have some savage war metal from Caveman Cult, or bestial black metal, however you would call them, on Nuclear War Now. And very short to the point, 20-minute record. Fans of Revenge, Conqueror, the more sort of demo era Beharit stuff, and EPs. Just very gnarly, abrasive black and death metal with just enough grind to make it chaotic, but not to overshadow the savage extreme metal. Really cool album. Definitely a lot of people have talked about this one, but I think it utterly deserves to be here. It's one of those albums that will just bludgeon you to death and then stop, and then that's it, and then you want to play it again. Yeah, definitely fans of bestial and war, Black Death will want that one. Now this is a really unique album, and this should have been on my best of the year video, but it wasn't because it wasn't here, and I didn't really want to hold back on waiting, I didn't want to hold back and make it later. Brilliant. An editor would have fixed that, but no, not here. But we have Morgul Blade, Fell Sorcery Abounds. Now this is a really cool album because they inject some black metal elements into traditional epic heavy metal. So think bands like Manila Road, Omen, Cirith Ungol, if they had a touch from a band like Root or Mr. Fire from The World Is So Good, blah blah blah. This is a very long album title. So, you know, it's very first wave black metal. You know, Bathory, of course, being a good example. If that was just straight injected into some American epic heavy metal, and it works amazingly. The only other band that I would somewhat say have done that so effectively would be Malacarpeton, but while they sit much more at the black metal end, Morgul Blades sit much more at the heavy metal end, as you can probably guess from the photo. I don't know why the glare is so bad today, but you're just going to have to deal with that, I'm afraid. But yeah, really, really astounding album. It's their first full length, and it just slays. 9 tracks, really epic. In fact, I've talked myself into it. I'm going to put that on after this video, so that's going over there by the sound system. Next, we have some Blackened thrash, somewhat Death-Thrash from Destructo with this killer artwork by Rock, which in all of its dark glory is reflecting the hell out of the, for once, sunny, well, bright at least, outdoors on Dying Victims from Germany, of course. I'm really glad I could pick this one up along with the Knife one I talked about before. If you like, the Knife one was maybe more on the speed end. This takes you straight back to Sepultura when they were somewhere between death and thrash, to killer Black-Thrash bands like Disaster in their heydays. It's absolutely savage in all the best ways, taking the best of black, death and thrash and giving you something that feels straight like it was from late 80s Brazil or somewhere. Really killer stuff from Destructo. Love this album. And now we close the video with it's kind of one band, it's kind of two. Just gonna grab this and do some cool visuals. But we have Insane and Slaves from Italy, both cult thrash metal. Of course, you can probably guess from the artwork if you don't know these bands, they're very influenced by Slayer. And while, which one gets Slaves came first, I guess there's more of a Show No Mercy sound. Insane has more of a Rain in Blood kind of sound, is how I'd best describe it. And you should buy these together, A, because they're both really good and make sense together. But also, if you put them together, the album covers can join. And I've got 2 of these because I have both albums, but you get a really nice poster with the full cover. So yeah, if you like the visuals of metal as well as the sonics, then why not buy both and have 2 killer pieces of thrash metal history from Italy and a great poster with the combined covers. I really like how they tied that all together. Yeah, High Roller, definitely one of the finest labels, not just for new stuff, but for unearthing gems of a once forgotten past. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I wasn't sure how long to leave it for this video because one thing led to another, and I was like, oh shit, it's nearly the end of January already and I've not made a video, so I apologise that it took a while. But I hope you guys agree that this is a killer stack of heavy and black and death metal and doom that will be more than worth your wait, and you go and support these cool bands and labels. Thanks to Sure Shot Music, who sent me pretty much everything in this video. Amazing promotion company, easiest people in the world to work with. So if you're a writer and want to work with some of the cool labels I've mentioned on here, contact the Sure Shot Works team, because you'll get to hear some really fucking cool music. And this isn't a paid promotion or anything. I just really like working with the 2 people over there. They send me really great stuff to check out, and they make my life really easy for writing and getting the messages to the bands. That aside, check out Underworld, because this shirt in my camera just reminded me how great this... I know I've talked about this band to death by now, but it's been a couple years since they won my Best of the Year thing, so yeah, just a reminder if you like your Icelandic black metal. And that will make 10 metal bands you haven't heard but should. Of course, if you have heard them, you have great taste, and if you haven't, good for you. You get to enjoy all of these for the first time, and I'm a bit jealous. Take care, and until next time, stay metal.